Welcome to the channel, viewers. This is Rev Dr. J.W. Morrison, theologist, New South Wales, Australia, Central Coast, New South Wales, Australia. Lovely afternoon. We're going to talk on covert emotional incest and flying monkeys, minions, gremlins, and spawn. So you found yourself in a relationship and things have started off really good. You've gone into love bomb stage. What you've got to understand about most of these single mothers is they have people that they talk to. And if the people that they're talking to and getting counsel from is their spawn, flying monkeys, gremlins or minions, whatever you want to call these adult children, then they're practicing in the abuse and molestation, emotional abuse and molestation called covert emotional incest or surrogate syndrome. When a parent relies on a child for adult interaction, they share their intimate needs, their relationship troubles, they share information with the child that they shouldn't share. And you've got to understand, when you're one of these people, they're going to be talking about you behind your back to these people. And if you're in a relationship and these flying monkeys begin to start to assassinate you and your partner's not doing anything about it, you've got to understand that they're in with it. There is something wrong. They'll keep seeing you, they'll keep coming for the supply, but integrally there's something wrong. Something is definitely wrong. Why aren't they sorting these gremlins, minions, devil spawn out? You've got to realize that these people learn from the parents. This is passed on from the parents. It could be other family members as well. They could all be grandizing each other at the expense of your person. This is how these families usually work. They switch from assassinating each other's character to assassinating the partner of the children or the partner of the adult or both or all. They'll be there's just arms and legs lying everywhere from their mouths, backbiting, criticizing. And what you've got to understand too is with these interferences and these people turning to these people because they're used to criticizing and that's all they've known and they don't know how to resolve, you've got to understand that this is going to build resentment. And it's going to build resentment in you and it's going to build resentment in them, and you'll find that the relationship will just disintegrate. That's all there is to it. And it's a result of immaturity. It's a result of probably the decades they've had with other people who haven't bothered to try and resolve anything at all, really. And this is why women become men haters and children become interferers, because they try and take the spot of the father with the mother, and the mother will accept that if she's got spawn and she is disassociated from the husband. A lot of these people will turn to substances for a way of soothing. They'll have affairs, they'll sleep around. They won't tell you that, but these things do happen. They're very promiscuous. That's their way of helping themselves, I suppose, one way of. And if there's drugs, alcohol, and other stuff involved, well, that's going to enhance that part of their sexual part of their life. What you'll find is when the father fails, mother will have already started to surrogate the children, one or all, sharing a disappointment in the husband and his performance, often sharing intimate details about the failure of the sex wife, his failure as a man. Should talk about the finances with these children, other personal intimate details that she ought not to share. They build a hatred towards men. She teaches young adult men to hate men, but that ain't helping anybody, especially children. But what it is doing is guaranteeing her that they'll stay around with her. She's assassinating their futures. She won't admit that, but she is. These people become addicted to each other. They feed on each other's emotional dysfunction. They run in moods and have mood swings and circle around substances, usually within the domestic culture. The father could be a stoner, the mother could be a wine drinker. And if she goes out on the wine, she might sleep with a casual person for the night. Husband's lost interest in her, so he don't care. Comes home smelling of another man. Husband don't care as long as he's drunk or stoned. And the whole thing's dysfunctional. Nothing gets resolved. The husband fails in his career. They get through 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years and they've got nothing to show for what they've done. They've either drank it all, smoked it all, or both. They're selfish, self-centered. They take pride in their accomplishments, which are few. But whatever they can find, they will. They're critical of people, critical of the world outside. They like to hide in their hidey hole and stroke each other's egos, grandizing themselves amongst each other and sharing in lurid language between each other. They owe money, they go to work, have nothing to show for it. They struggle to pay their bills. Nobody seems to be able to fix anything or solve anything. People end up in a state of drug-induced psychosis. The adult males pretend to be the female, the mother. They try and mirror the mother to make her impressed with them. The mother idolizes the adult children and starts to become masculine. So you got adult males that are feminine and an old woman who's becoming masculine, and a lot of these people have to shave their faces and they're combative, rebellious. They'll complain about men to their adult children, and then the adult children will hear them having sex with strange men. This caused tremendous confusion, sense of betrayal, loss of self-esteem, loss of identity, and she betrays her children in front of them, contradicting everything she's taught them and the way in which they should go about life. They have masturbation problems, guilt, shame, disgrace. They feel humiliated, demoralized, and they'll try to pass it on to other people. People that get too close, if they're not selling drugs or alcohol or of any benefit, will be psychologically assassinated, abused, vandalized. Particularly if you're a partner of the mother or the adult child, either way they're going to go down eventually big. But if you can see it coming, you just watch, and it's good theatre, entertaining. As I said, they speak behind your back, pull you down, get satisfaction out of trying to make a fool of you. They don't think you realise this, but you're just going with the flow. You hope for resolve, but resolve doesn't come, and therefore you end up starting to have some mental health issues. They've already got mental health issues, so why should they have them on their own? But as you're aware of it, you start to resolve yourself. Start to notice patterns of behaviour, the neglect, the negligence, the comatose state in which these people think they can turn up. They have no conscience about it. They're very self-unaware. They're not aware of themselves. They're really not sure of themselves when things go wrong. They have to be accountable. And things do go wrong because that's the nature of the beast and the way in which they live. When you're following your sinful nature, they don't seem to perceive how people see them and perceive them. They run on instinct and not principle or moral or integrity. This only leads to loss, mental health issues, and substance abuse, alcohol abuse, medication abuse. They turn on each other in their depressive state and grandize each other in their manic state. But nobody knows sometimes what state either or either is in, so they recluse. They go into a sullen, martyr-victimized state where they draw on the empathy of the other family members. This then validates their defeatism attitude. This then rises to the call of their pity poor me. And they don't want anyone to know, that's why it's covert, but if you hang around long enough, it's very clear to see. I'll ask if you're codependent, knowing very well that they are themselves. You'll see this come out in the covert emotional incest narcissistic behaviour as it looks like one of the other partner has a reliable intimate partner. This will cause the other, either the parent or the child, to begin to rebel, become jealous. They'll start to try and assassinate the character of the partner. They'll complain, whinge, backbite, backstab. Some females who despise their father's girlfriend will accuse them of doing things to her that have not been done. In some cases where a man will meet a mother who's got a daughter, the daughter will accuse him of trying to have sex with her, and this sort of desperate stuff. I've had young adult males say that I was happy about them wanting to commit suicide, which was a desperate attempt to try and assassinate my character, but it was so far from the truth, we didn't even engage it. The mother whose children will not pull them in line, you'll be used then. After that, that's all that you are. If they're not fixing things, then you're being used. And if you're aware of this, you can take appropriate action, begin to detach from the situation, spectate, see if things are going to get better. Obviously, if they're not, you'll see the person go deeper into their habits. They'll become more estranged to you. They'll say less, test less, they won't ring. They'll keep coming for the sexual supply. You don't know what's going on behind your back now. The children are probably getting a foothold over the mind of the person that you're with. Covert emotional incest works. The only way you can fix these flying monkeys, minions, gremlins, or devil's spawn is you can't. Sorry about that, you just can't. And it's just a matter of how long you're going to tolerate it for, but you won't be able to tolerate it and the relationship will dissolve. The person that you're with will go back to their default. You'll have to go through the healing processes, and the flying monkeys will just carry on in their selfishness, arrogance, sarcasm, and self-centeredness. I've had women say to me that we've beaten them, and I'm thinking, with what? They're so enmeshed that they think you're enmeshed as well, but you couldn't care less. You got children of your own. Their children are just a problem that you don't need. just how unconscious they are of where you're at, and how unaware of themselves that they are in their enmeshment. Sorry guys, I got a cold. And so it's just a vicious cycle. For as long as you can tolerate it, you can say to these women, I'll tolerate this so long and hopefully we'll get resolved. But you're not going to get a resolve, because the covert emotional incest partner will not bring resolve. They'll probably come up with some kind of idealized fantasy solution that they would like you to work in with. But if you don't, then... And if they do, you'll know that things are looking like they're going to come to an end. They'll say they're basing things on truth and spirit, but to be quite honest, that's delusion and illusion. You'll end up tired with some mental stuff going on. You'll become intolerant, impatient, without forbearance or long-suffering, and just wish these people to go. You'll just wish them to go. There's nothing left. There's nothing more you can do. You've shown the type of person you are. They've shown the type of people they are. And it's time to move on, and so you do. This covert emotional incest, where you've got triangulation, suffocation, strangulation, and all other stuff going on through the parent-child, mummy's boy, she's my mummy relationship. She'll serve them like a wife. They'll throw their shit everywhere, and she'll run around cleaning it up. She'll be aware of what's going on, but that suits her because it gives her identity, security, and a sense of worth. There's no consideration on the damage it's doing to adult children. They don't care because it's too good a deal. And then, down it comes. It'll all come down. When the young adults realise that they've been duped by the parent won't have to worry because they're at the end of their life. They've got nothing to show for anything. The young children are pretty well lost now. They haven't been raised right. They're usually addicts or alcoholics or all of the above. And the mother goes to the grave, usually before their time, from not looking after their mind or their body. And it's just a big toxic waste of time, life, money, vision, and all the rest of it. How do you get out of it? You study covert emotional incest. You study that yourself. When you've been in it like I have, you do have to accept that you'll need to recover. No point you meeting anybody else till you are recovered. Keep building yourself, building your mind, repairing, rehealing, getting your body right. Tell people about this horrible dysfunction. It's rampant, it's everywhere. And I've always had the courage to call it out, even if it was to the expense of the relationship. I'm determined to contribute to the eradication of this problem. I don't know if I'll be successful or not, but I won't give in. I've seen what it does to the people that are suffering from it, what it does to the people that are their partners, and it takes no prisoners. It's just so destructive. Subscribe to my channel, it's probably exclusive, Rev Dr. Morrison and Pro Theologist, if you will. Thank you for joining me, and bye for now.